But yeah, man, let's definitely talk about the defense now. So, all right, you mentioned this wasn't Noah's best game that he's called. I would certainly agree with that. I know, and I got to go back and rewatch, but it did look like we
Does that mean we
Cody
both
Simon
want
was out
Knowles
there.
fired?
I bet you somebody out there does, though. You know how
Yeah.
goofy fans can be at times, but
Mhm.
um, I think it was a combination as well on defense. I'm not going to act like it was just one thing. First of all, we didn't wrap up all game. It was constant,
Two
guys
games in a
slipping
row.
through our arms and not wrapping up. Like what should have been a 9 yard loss end up being a 1 yard loss, or not a loss. So that right there was frustrating. But we seem to be in a 4-2-5 a lot of the game, despite them picking up 6 to 8 yards a pop on first down. Now, listen, I know we still have safeties in this defense who account for a lot of the scheme that we use against the run, but it just wasn't really working to stop their first down run play for 5 to 7 yards. So I would have liked to see more of a 4-3 look, more three linebackers on the field to kind of keep them behind the chains, man, because that was just frustrating, to see them keep getting chunks. And Penn State was doing that low key a little bit too, not as egregiously, but enough on
Mhm.
first down last week. So what's your thoughts on that, Corey?
Yeah, I agree. You knew they weren't going to pass the ball, right? You knew they weren't. As
Right.
long as they were in the game, they were not going to pass it. There was a lot of wildcat in there, and it was painfully obvious what their game plan was. And I'm okay with it. They got to do what they can do, right? What was frustrating was you knew it was coming, and then it seemed like in the first half they just struggled to stop it. And it was still kind of like, okay, guys, you know what's coming. You know it. Just fill your gap, play disciplined football, and he ain't getting anywhere. But it is what it is. But I think what was most frustrating is in the second half, letting that quarterback Sullivan make plays on you. Just you had him in the backfield, God knows how many times. You kept I don't know how many sacks they missed, and then all of a sudden he would make a play for a first down. It was driving me insane. It just seemed like, why don't you, like you said, go to more of a 4-3 look, add Cody Simon in there, spy the quarterback with a safety. All you need is, I mean, I understand in the second half they tried to spread us out a little bit more. I get that, but you can't. You know they're not going to pass the ball, so you can't really, in my opinion, just to that. You need to play your game. But I do like the fact that Noel started getting more blitz happy with the run game, because it was frustrating me that we
Yeah.
seemed like we let them come to us instead of us taking it to them.
Right.
We weren't playing aggressive for the first half, I didn't think. And especially on the touchdown drive, it just seemed like, okay, we'll just lay back and let them have 8 yards a gain. And even though we know what's coming. So yeah, I didn't understand some of the adjustments we didn't make. But again, I love Jimmy Knowles. I'm not trying to rip him. I think he's the best thing to happen in Ohio State since Jeff Halfley. But it just wasn't his best game in my opinion. And honestly, it's not just on him, like you said, Brandon. There's some of the execution just isn't there.